All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lepigus Show. I'm One Bar. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Vikings' brand new shiny cornerback, Chris Jones. Yes, our prayers have been answered. Vikings fans should rejoice. We got our guy, Chris Jones. Who's Chris Jones? Well, I wasn't overly sure either, but we're going to get to know him together right now. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the One Bar and Lepigus Show. Like the videos. We're here every damn day talking purple. And I got to be honest, so I started looking this guy up. I went to Google Images, and a lot of the images are him not in very good situations. A lot of receivers catching the ball on him, whatever. We'll talk about that in a minute. But who's Chris Jones? He was in the 2018 NFL draft, went undrafted out of Nebraska, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Was having a decent career at Nebraska, had a very good sophomore year, junior year. He was a starter for him, had 5 interceptions in that span. But then what hurt him was his summer going into his senior year. He tore his meniscus, missed a handful of games during his senior year, came back. Everything you read, it says he wasn't the same guy, was dealing with that injury his senior year, ended up going undrafted. The Lions snapped him up, put him on his practice squad. He then went to the Cardinals, and surprisingly, in his second year, started 3 games for the Cardinals, which is saying something. Undrafted free agent starting his second year for the Arizona Cardinals, which is good. Career, he has 22 tackles, 6 pass defenses. But then was released by the Cardinals. Detroit Lions snapped him up, and then the Lions just recently released him. So that brings us to right now. He is now our brand new Minnesota Viking. The draft profiles you read on him, nothing really seems to stick out. He's got good size at 6 foot, 200 pounds. Says he's very physical. He's a hard worker, team player, and just says he needs to further develop his game. So it seems like he's a little bit raw. That missing that senior year was an issue, but he's got experience. He started for the Cardinals, and now he comes into a secondary. So how does this affect the Vikings? It's not really going to affect them much. I guess I expect him to be probably inactive for a chunk of games. Maybe get to the point where they throw him in there. But he joins a secondary that's young and doesn't have much experience. So really, he's going to fit right in. When you look at our secondary right now, he's actually an old seasoned vet compared to some of these guys we got. So maybe he'll bring something. Best case scenario I see with him is maybe add some special teams. Maybe we find a guy that can be a nice depth piece moving forward. But same with a lot of the other signings we've made this year. Just some guys that a lot of people haven't heard of. Some guys that are just getting cut that are very young. I say bring them in. Keep bringing in these young guys. Why not? Worst case is he's not a fit, and we move on. So Chris Jones is officially a Minnesota Viking, and he's officially in our secondary.